Okay, YouTubers, what's something you never want to see when you're doing the final lapping of the valves before assembling the cylinder heads that you're fixing to put on your engine? For some reason, until I picked these up from the machine shop after having them surface 15 thousandths, I just happened to notice this little crack right there. Hope you guys can see that, because in the video it just looks like raised. This, I have one on this end of the head and one similar to it on the other end of the head. Let's see if we can get a shot of it. Okay guys, I flipped the head over so we could get a look at this other combustion chamber and that little area in between the valve seats. What's absolutely frustrating is that I know to look for cracks in these areas on these cylinder heads, and I somehow didn't see this monster crack in between these seats. So I looked it up online. We're just trying to see, is this a common issue? Do a lot of people have this little cracking, you know, in between here? Because on iron cylinder heads, this can seep coolant into your combustion chamber. So we've had to have that repaired on heads in the past. So I did a little bit of research online, kind of looked it up. Hey, you know, stress cracking or heat cracking in between the valve seats on LS cylinder heads, and surprisingly there's a lot of information, a lot of feedback online concerning that little cracking issue. You know, half the people are like, oh yeah, that happens on a lot of LS heads, bolt them on and run them. And then of course you have the other group of people that are like, yeah, if you bolt that on and run it, it's gonna use water, you just don't know how much. So called Jack at Performance Machines, said, hey, found a little crack I need to have checked. I've actually got 2 on one head and at least 1 on the other head. Same spot, same scenario, of various, you know, severities. Some of the other ones are really hard to see. You almost have to have a magnifying glass to see them. So I just wanted to share with you guys where I was at with trying to get this taken care of, because I'm literally just frustrated. We'll go with frustrated. That's a good word. We used frustrated for today. Jack says the only way I can check them out for sure, bring them back in to him. He can pressure check both the heads, and if they're leaking, we'll have to make a decision from that point, because I don't recall off the top of my head how much it costs to get that fixed. Technically, you know, I've got 30 hours worth of porting into these cylinder heads, but I'm not out any cash. Most, you know, just my time and a little bit of materials. But, you know, I don't want to lose these ports. I'm really happy with the way these ports turned out. So provided that it's not absolutely just astronomical to get these fixed, actually pressure checked and fixed if required, I'm going to try to save them. But if they're, you know, on the cost analysis, what I'm going to get for my money, if it's going to end up being a stupid amount of money, then we're going to have to try to finish out the other set of 862's, which of course have not been ported yet, which means I'll have to invest more time and effort into getting those things ready. So, plus, if you recall, my other set of 862's were taken to that not recommended machine shop, and part of the valve job was done to open them up to the 2-inch intake 157 exhaust valves. So that's another cost concern that I'll have to, you know, factor into my decision. But I just wanted to share with you guys that I've run into an obstacle, and I'm going to do my best to try to get it all worked out this week. Monday, around 9 or 9:30, I'm going to try to run these heads out to Jack, see if we can get them pressure checked to find out if they are leaking coolant, because I'm not going to put them on the engine if there's any leakage at all. And if they are leaking, then I'll talk to Jack and see if it's something he can fix, since it's aluminum, or I may have to take them to Nolan cylinder head service over in Kansas and try to get them fixed. But anyway, I wanted to share what I found during lapping the valves, because I foolishly thought after I picked these up from the machine shop, I was going to be able to get these things, lap the valves, wash them out for the last time, get a final assembly on them, and maybe even get them bolted to the short. Naturally, that didn't happen, because what could go wrong will go wrong, apparently. So anyway, back in town from my whirlwind road trip tour, and I will get back on this project and try to get something done. Keep your eyes open for those stupid little cracks that develop right in between your intake and exhaust valves, because those can cause a coolant leak into your combustion chamber, into your cylinder. So have them checked out. If you got a set of heads that has that on there, you better at least have it pressure checked, or you're really rolling the dice and gambling on having some engine damage and wasting a lot of money. So anyway, appreciate you guys watching. Hope you like, subscribe, and share. Hopefully you guys had a good weekend.